Hello everyone and welcome back to another fun Pokemon challenge. I'm Pokemon Surfer and today I'm going to attempt a Pokemon Fire Red Hardcore Nuzlocke with only Ash's team. This is my first ever Nuzlocke. I am excited but also nervous about making some rookie errors. Ash's entire Kanto and Orange Islands team is available in Fire Red, but there are a few restrictions. I can pick only one starter, so the rest of the two starters will not be available for this challenge. Mr. Mime can only be obtained by exchanging an Abra, so he is out. Taurus is a rare encounter in the safari that is notorious for fleeing away, so he might be mostly out too. That leaves us with these Pokemon to work with. Pretty good, I'll say. The detailed rules for this challenge are available in the description, but here's a quick summary. I can only catch those Pokemon that Ash owned in the anime. If my Pokemon faints, I need to box it permanently. No items allowed during battles, no leveling. The game will be played on set mode. Let's dive in. I am Ash and my rival is Gary. I picked Charmander as my starter, thinking its high attack stat would help me one-hit KO my opponents, but that was a huge mistake. You'll soon see why. I named him Kimchi. Then I kicked Gary's itchy butt with some scratches and headed out to Route 1 for my first wild Pokemon encounter. I found a Pidgey and named him Brownie. In case you didn't catch it yet, I was hungry when I started this challenge. In Viridian Forest, I caught a Caterpie and named him Rocket. I totally forgot about Vadel's Poison Sting. Brownie got poisoned and was down to his last HP. I couldn't take him to the Pokemon Center as he would die before I could reach there. And I hadn't purchased any potions yet. Oh no. On an impulse, I checked my bag and luckily found an antidote. Phew. Else, I would have lost one Pokemon outside a battle. That would be hilarious, but also sad. While grinding for the first gym battle, Rocket evolved into Butterfree. I challenged Brock and realized that all my Pokemon were weak to his Rock-type Pokemon. Somebody was gonna die. Rocket used Confusion and knocked out Geodude without taking much damage. Then she used Stun Spore, paralyzed Onix and attacked with Confusion. Onix missed the first rock too, but landed the second one and OHKO'd Rocket. Another big mistake on my part. You'll soon see why. I called out Kimchi and took out a paralyzed Onix with some Metal Claws. I won my first gym battle. After leaving Brock's gym, I remembered that I forgot to catch Mankey in Route 22. So I went back to Viridian City and caught a Mankey. I named him Tom Cruise. Wait a minute. Mankey could have helped a lot in the first gym. And Rocket did not really have to die. Yeah, let's not talk about that. The rival battle before the second gym did not go as planned. Kimchi used Mega Kick and Ember and knocked out Pidgeotto. Gary called out Squirtle. I switched to Tom Cruise. Squirtle used Withdraw and increased his defense. I panicked when my attacks were not doing much damage. To make things worse, Tom Cruise missed Fury Swipes. If only some ghost would come back to life and use his status moves in the battle. I won the battle, but I lost Kimchi and Brownie. There's no way I can beat Misty with just Tom Cruise. So I reset the game. This time I was determined to not make any rookie mistakes. I chose Bulbasaur as my starter and named him Luigi, cause he's my younger brother that's gonna save this Nuzlocke. In Route 1, I caught a Pidgey and named him Jetson. In Route 22, I caught a Mankey and named him Saitama, the One-Punch Man of my team. In Route 2, I caught a Caterpie and named him Eddie, a cuter version of Edamame. In Viridian Forest, I caught a Pikachu and named her Lisa, because she is clearly smarter than her trainer. This time my Pokemon overpowered Brock. Luigi OHKO'd Geodude and Onix with Vine Whips. On my way to Cerulean City, Luigi evolved into Ivysaur. The second gym battle was easy. Luigi knocked out Staryu with a Vine Whip. Then Luigi put Starmie to sleep and knocked her out with hell of a lot of Vine Whips. And I won my second batch. Then I battled my rival Gary on the bridge. Things did not go as planned, but luck was on my side. Gary's Pidgeotto used Sand Attack and lowered Lisa's accuracy. Lisa missed a Thunder Shock and Pidgeotto's quick attack hit a crit. I had to switch out my weakened Liza and call out Jetson. Jetson used Gust and knocked out Gary's Pidgeotto. Saitama OHKO'd Rattata with a Karate Chop. Then he OHKO'd Abra and Charmander with Fury Swipes. No Fury Swipes missed this time, and I won the battle. I went to the SS ship and loitered in the kitchen for a free meal. Then I visited the captain, rubbed his back, and obtained HM cut. I challenged the electric gym leader, Lieutenant Surge, without any strategy in mind. I attacked Voltorb with Saitama's karate chops and knocked it out. Lieutenant Surge sent out Pikachu, so I switched to my bro, Luigi. Pikachu used Thunder Wave and paralyzed Luigi. Then he annoyed the hell out of me by using double teams. Luigi kept missing his attacks, but then he landed a Razor Leaf and knocked out Pikachu in one shot. Raichu too began to troll me with double teams, but Luigi landed a sleep powder and put him to sleep. Then he slowly knocked him out with Razor Leaf. I won the battle. I struggled a bit, but there were no deaths. My next gym battle was with the grass-type gym leader, Erika. Her victory bell paralyzed Jetson. Then she used a hyper potion. But Jetson's wing attack hit a crit and I knocked out Victory Bell with a quick attack. Erika's next Pokemon was Tangela. I switched to Eddie and used Confusion. Erika used a full heal to cure Tangela's confusion, but it was a little too late. Eddie knocked her out. Erika sent out her ace, Vileplume. I used Sleep Powder and put her to sleep. She woke up in a single turn but missed Dunsparce. So I put her back to sleep and slowly knocked her out with Confusion. I won my 4th gym badge. I went to the only casino that allows 10-year-olds to gamble. But my gambling party was cut short by Team Rocket. Saitama outcoded Giovanni's entire team and I obtained the Silph Scope. Then I went to the Pokemon Tower, saved poor Mr. Fudge and obtained the Pokeflute. Now I could catch the sleeping Snorlax in Celadon City. I named him Po, the dragon warrior of my team. I wanted to challenge Sabrina's Psychic Gym first. So I went to Saffron City and broke into Team Rocket's headquarters. There I found that my rival Gary had joined Team Rocket, so I battled him. Lisa knocked out Pidgeotto and Gyarados with Thunderbolt. Jetson used Aerial Ace to knock out Execute and Alakazam. Saitama knocked out Charizard with a Rock Throw. Easy win. Since I don't save people for free, the Silph Company employee gave me his Lapras. I named her Tiffany. Then I challenged Sabrina. Psychic Pokemon have terrible defense. All I had to do was show some extra affection with Poe's body slams, and all of them fainted. I won my 5th gym badge. I tried to catch the rare Taurus in the Safari Zone, but of course it ran away. I don't really need it, so it's alright. I challenged the Poison Gym leader Koga. I used Safeguard to protect myself from Toxic. Then I outcould Coughing with Psychic. Koga's mug kept trolling me with Minimize to evade my attacks, so I switched to Jetson and attacked him with Aerial Ace. No Pokemon can evade Jetson's Aerial Ace. Koga's lane strategy failed and Mug fainted. Jetson attacked Koga's second Coughing with Aerial Ace and brought down his HP to a sliver. But Coughing poisoned Jetson and used a Hyper Potion. Luckily, Jetson's next Aerial Ace hit a crit and brought down his HP to a sliver. But since Jetson's HP was low, I switched him out with Boom. That was the best decision of my life. Coughing used self-destruct in the next turn. All my other Pokemon would have died from his attack, but Po proudly survived. Koga called out his last Pokemon, Weezing. I switched to Eddie and put Weezing to sleep. Then I finished him off with a couple of psychic attacks. I won my 6th gym badge. I went to the Pokemon Mansion in Cinnabar Island and caught a Grimer. I named him Slime. Haha, get it? Cause he is a sludge Pokemon? Did I catch an innocent Grimer just to say that hideous dad joke? Of course I did. Blaine's fire-type team was no match to Tiffany. She outcoached Blaine's Growlithe, Ponyta and Rapidash with a single serve. Arcanine survived the first serve and used a Hyper Potion to restore his HP. But Tiffany's next serve hit a crit and he fainted. And just like that, I won my 7th gym badge. Tiffany repeated her stellar performance against the Rock-type gym leader Giovanni. She outsped and outcoached Giovanni's Rhyhorns and Nidoqueen. She survived Nidoking's Earthquake and knocked him out with a single serve. She also survived Dugtrio's Earthquake and knocked him out with a serve. I beat Giovanni again and won my last gym badge. Now I could challenge the Pokemon League. I would have to battle some really strong Pokemon in the Elite Four, so I thought of evolving my Pikachu to Raichu. I even went to Celadon City and purchased a Thunderstone. But then I didn't go ahead with it as it didn't feel right. Ash's Pikachu cannot evolve. It's even written in the Bible. So I simply challenged the Elite Four with my existing team. My first battle was with Lorelei, the Ice-type specialist. Since Pikachu's defense is terrible, I began the battle with a light screen to have all damage from special attacks. But Dugong's Ice Beam froze Lisa. That wasn't a part of the plan. I had to switch with Po. Po attacked Dugong with some body slams and knocked him out. Lorelei's next Pokemon was Cloyster. Cloyster kept trolling me with Protect, so I attacked with Yawn and put him to sleep. Then I went to sleep and attacked Cloyster with Snorts until she fainted. The next battle was pretty straightforward. Po knocked out Slowbro with a few body slams. Lapras was a tricky opponent. I used Yawn. Once Lapras was asleep, I switched to Luigi and attacked Lapras with Razor Leaf until she fainted. The next opponent was Jinx. Jinx is notorious for using Attract, so I switched Luigi with Tiffany. Attract failed. Jinx used Lovely Kiss. Tiffany went to sleep. Then Jinx attacked Tiffany with Ice Punches, but they were doing nothing. Tiffany woke up and knocked out Jinx with some body slams. I won the first battle. 3 more to go. The second Elite Four battle was with the weakest member, Bruno. I didn't even care to come up with a strategy for this battle. Tiffany knocked out Onyx with just one serve. Tiffany survived Hitmonchan's Sky Uppercut and confused him. Then I switched to Jetson. Hitmonchan's Sky Uppercut hit a crit and Bruno used a full restore. But I kept attacking with Aerial Aces and knocked him out. Bruno then sent out Machamp. Jetson's HP was too low for this battle, but he was the only one who could deal super effective damage to the buff Machamp. So I decided to sacrifice him. Jetson, thank you so much for your service. Goodbye. Wait, what? Machamp missed his attack. Jetson survived. He attacked with one more Aerial Ace. Machamp attacked with another Rock Tomb. Okay, now it's definitely a goodbye. Wait, what? Jetson hung on with just 2 HP. Jetson used one more Aerial Ace and knocked out Machamp. Wow. I had to let Jetson live after that. I switched to Luigi. He put Hitmonlee to sleep. Then I switched to Eddie and attacked with Psychic until Hitmonlee fainted. Luigi attacked with Razor Leaf and OHKO'd Bruno's second Onyx. And just like that, the second member of the Elite Four was down. My next battle was with the Ghost-type specialist Agatha. Almost all her Pokemon use Hypnosis, so I began the battle with Safeguard. Agatha's Gengar used a couple of double teams and began to evade my attacks, so I switched to Jetson and used Aerial Ace. Gengar could not evade Aerial Ace. Safeguard protected Jetson from Confuse Ray. He was completely cornered. Agatha's next Pokemon was Golbat. I switched to Tiffany and knocked her out with an Ice Beam. Arbok was faster than Tiffany. She attacked with a Sludge Bomb and poisoned Tiffany. Tiffany fought back with a Confuse Ray. Then I switched to Eddie and attacked with Psychic until Arbok fainted. Agatha sent out her second Gengar. I used Safeguard again. Gengar attacked with a powerful Sludge and almost knocked out Eddie. So I switched to Po and used Yawn. Then I called out Lisa and finished off Gengar with Thunderbolts. I won the battle. The next battle was with the Dragon-type specialist Lance. He is a strong opponent, so I couldn't just wing it like my previous 2 battles. Lisa attacked Gyarados with a Thunderbolt and OHKO'd him. Then Lance sent out his Dragonair. Dragonair used Hyper Beam and OHKO'd Lisa. Oh no. Tiffany gets a clean switch and Dragonair needs to recharge. I OHKO'd Dragonair with an Ice Beam. Lance's next Pokemon was Aerodactyl. Tiffany confused him and then kept attacking it with Surf until it fainted. Tiffany outsped Dragonair and knocked him out with an Ice Beam. Dragonite attacked with Outrage, but Tiffany survived it and OHKO'd him with an Ice Beam. I won the battle. Elite Four was down. Now I just have to beat Team Rocket's ex-member, Gary. I attacked with a couple of Ice Beams and knocked out Pidgeot. I attacked with Surf and OHKO'd Gary's Rhydon. Up next was Mr. Egg and Miss Coconut Tree's Love Child. I switched to Eddie and put the Egg Child to sleep. Then I switched to Jetson and attacked with Aerial Ace until the Egg Child fainted. I underestimated the power of Alakazam's Psychic attack. Jetson fainted. Sorry Jetson, my bad. Luckily, Po's Body Slam hit a crit and Alakazam fainted. Then, Gary sent out his menacing Gyarados. Since I didn't have Lisa on my team anymore, I had to come up with a new strategy to beat Gyarados. I used Yawn and put Gyarados to sleep. Then I switched to Luigi and used Leech Seed. Now I gained a bit of Gyarados' HP in each turn. Combine this damage with Luigi's Razor Leaf and you have a foolproof way of beating Gyarados. Gary then sent out his strongest Pokemon, Charizard. I switched to Po as his Thick Fight ability halved all fire attacks. Then I used Yawn and put Charizard to sleep. Then I switched to Tiffany and knocked out an asleep Charizard with a few surf attacks. The champion was defeated. Ash is now the new champion of the Kanto region. So, can you beat Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke with only Ash's anime team? Yes, you can. Apparently, Ash has a pretty strong team. But in spite of that, he keeps losing at every Pokemon League. I guess Ash just sucks. But that's why we love him. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It would really encourage me to make more videos like this. Which Pokemon challenge should I try next? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Until then, keep Pokemoning. Keep